What is up, guys? It's the PlayStation PC bringing you episode 28 of Let's Play Spyro the Reignited Dragon. Also, random pile of armor floating. Oh crap. Now it's not a float. Now it's...
Frick, don't tell me. Oh, frick, is this haunted towers?
You guessed it.
I'm trying so hard not to rage right now.
Let's talk about something else. Like, that L is real thing. Believe it or not, I learned about that from Tad's Top Videos, Top 55 Hoaxes in Games. Basically...
I might have learned it from there too. Yes, we did leave on a cliffhanger in the last level. From a beautiful level to a level that's beautiful like this. We shall continue the cliffhanger.
Yep. So basically, there were rumors that Luigi was playable in Super Mario 64. Some seemed doable, others were downright dumb and ridiculous. One of which seemed at least decent at best, was the L is Real 2041 thing, which actually came from a statue that had a plaque that read such a thing. And that led people to believe that there were 2041 coins in Super Mario 64. If we counted the coins from every single episode, from every single level, and every single sub mini dungeon, and even the hub world, there were the
That actually was their total, I think.
Well,
really, a lot of the routine people came up with this so stupid, like either right around the statue of 2004, or 1945, or do this and that, and go to like this points, go to this area, go back to Bowser, and do this and that, and stuff like that. It just went on and on.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss.
Although,
See what it can do to your power of flame.
And spread. But it turns out Luigi's not in the game. But he was. I learned in the beta 64 episode that he was going to be actually the second player. But there was a bit of a lag in the game when it came to the final stages. So it's either cut stuff from the game to reduce the lag, or they had to remove Luigi. And they went with the latter just to reduce the lag as the second. But he does return in the Super Mario 64 DS remake.
which I prefer over the original, no offense. And speaking of which, another reason why they cut it was, like, you know how in Berg Planet, there's no split screen multiplayer, so like, when 2 to 4 sack boys are playing together, if one of them ends up off screen on either side, they have like 5 seconds to get back on screen, and if they don't make it back in time, they die automatically.
Yeah, that kind of got annoying. Hang on, my copy of the Little Big Planet game here edition though. And like, what if one of us gets stuck?
But that was basically what happened in the original Super Mario 64. When they were trying to implement the Luigi, they did something similar to Little Big Planet, and I think that was the biggest contributing factor into removing Luigi. I think if they went the split screen route, I think they would have been able to handle it so much better. But as is...
Hang on a sec, someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Oh. But yeah, as is, they went the Little Big Planet route years before it was even created. And as for the L is Real thing, you basically had to collect 2041 coins, allegedly, across all the episodes, across all the levels, including the ones in the mini dungeons and even Hub World. Then you had to go to the statue where Luigi would supposedly emerge as the playable character. This was the most simplest version I could find and was actually mentioned in Tad's Top Videos. And this wasn't the only Nintendo 64 based rumor that was debunked. We have a rumor about the Triforce, Ocarina of Time. We had getting inside Peach's castle in Super Mario Kart 64. yeah, the 24th cheat of GoldenEye 64, which really isn't much of a hoax. Anyway, hello there, Ludolo. Litalo.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Patience, little one. You'll soon have the opportunity to battle the one who matters most. Nasty Nork.
Ah. Here, it's okay. But yes, Ludoli's right. We're getting closer and closer to taking on the man, or Nork, himself. So, anyway, the main gimmick of Haunted Towers, which the first dragon we rescued mentioned, was actually something we used back in, I think it was introduced in the High Caves, with those giant, metallic, big terrifying spiders with big pincers. And that is the Super Flame. And once again, we get to see how awesome Spyro looks. And the fairies give him this, what I call the kiss of excessive heat. I don't know, but basically, it's I might. No one heard that, okay? But anyway, basically, when a fairy, the first dragon we rescued says that every dragon knows that there's magic in a fairy's kiss, and when a fairy kisses Spyro, he gets the Super Flame for a limited amount of time, and that's how I took out those armored knights with basically no problem at all.
You gotta be fast with these guys because they can get annoying.
Oh.
Them getting in the way all the time is really the annoying part. Oh, you gotta remember to go back to flame some of the ones that never came to life. And we're just a bunch of dead armor, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Lifeless armor.
Yeah, I think I already did that though. But there is a fairy in this level that actually gives you a permanent Super Flame, even, but,
Until you leave the level, of course.
yeah, it's not like in the second game where it's permanent throughout all the levels. And also, good thing I came back towards the entrance, otherwise I would have overlooked that one blue gem, and I would have had to go back to, would have had to have backtracked again. Now, this thing has a similar-ish, as from what I've seen, there is one part that has a similar issue with treetops in the sense that it involves a supercharge, but honestly, I don't find...
It's obvious.
I honestly...
In fact, the answer to the supercharged puzzle is less obvious. There's actually no indication of that you can hit whatsoever. There's no thing you gotta chase to get to the game. It's just up to the player to figure out.
But, strangely, even though there's no, like, blatant hint or anything like that, I actually managed to figure it out much quicker than the treetops, which is ironic considering the fact that at least the treetops gives you some hints and there's some subtle details in the environment, but for some reason there was a part of the level that I thought to try with the supercharge that I didn't think to do in the treetops area. And I'll show you what it is when I get to it. And also, one thing I was curious about was that hole in the ceiling and how we could get to it. That also has to do with the supercharge puzzle. And in general, I honestly don't find the Haunted Towers supercharged section near as painful as it was in Treetops. Maybe it's because
it's a little simpler, yeah.
maybe it's, or maybe it could be just because I figured it out quicker. I don't know, but I'll admit, it did take me a little bit of time to figure out. Albeit less. But there's another thing about that area, you know, which I'll get into later. It does involve knights in shining armors, but not in the... And for some reason I got out of the supercharge before I reached where I was supposed to go. But I honestly can still see why one normally, like, do you honestly think that doing the supercharge trick in Haunted Towers is hard to figure out? Personally, I eventually just got to try that, but I know not everyone will. And I screwed it up badly here.
Yeah, a lot of the typical supercharge stuff is difficult. Like, one of the skill points in Spyro 2 is supercharge in 1, it's extremely difficult. In fact,
it's kinda like go-kart racing, except more extreme. Yeah, I fell into a bottomless pit. But hey, I did actually try to pull it off that time. I actually did try to,
Would now be a bad time to mention Scooby-Doo had a living armor character as well, called Black Knight Ghost.
no.
Well, they do have it in the show as well as the second Scooby-Doo. I find the second live action to be the better one of the more technically. The first Scooby-Doo movie, God, they had a better story that they could just have rated in the
Alright, I managed to reach the supercharger and rescue Capano.
You've become a master of the supercharge. Great work.
Thank you. And yes, I can safely say that I have become the supercharged master. And this is the room I was referring to, where it's basically a race against time, so to speak, against the magic of knights in shining armors, in which you have a limited amount of time to get to the top before the last one wakes up and blocks your path. And also remember that hole. Well, this is the room where that hole leads to. And I was too slow that time. So I'm gonna have to exit the room and try all over again.
Now, the other two Scooby-Doo films are basically supposed to be two-part origins for Scooby-Doo. You have the first two films being Scooby-Doo the movie and then Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters of Beast, which I find that was the best of the two, and it's the most like Scooby-Doo film. Despite hearing that it was directed by a very bad director, it actually was pretty accurate to the show, especially the fact that it had the actual original monsters. Like that Spyro 2, the pirate.
Nice. So yeah.
As for the other two films, it's just a two-part live-action origin series. But with the retcons, the demotion of something, and personally, if I was to get two origins films, I'd choose the Haunting Scooby-Doo.
And yeah, I just got a trophy by using my permanent super flame to utterly destroy those knights in shining armor.
Yeah.
And I fully completed the haunted towers with no need to backtrack.
Awesome.
See, I'm not sure why you were even worried about this level.
It's mainly because of that last section with the knights, of the time limit, and also because of that supercharged puzzle.
And hey, they're much easier than what I experienced in Treetops. Though I can safely say they were still hard. And wow, even I was hoping they would keep the Super Flame a model on Spyro even during the transition back to the homeworld, and then take it away when he heads back to the homeworld. But nope, they had to remove it right when he leaves. Kind of a shame. I would have loved to use the Super Flame during the loading screens, but hey, what can you do? So maybe. So yeah, that's all 3 of the main levels of Dreamweaver's complete. And also, what does that guy think he's doing, waving his arms around like that? Is he crazy? So anyway, without getting too distracted, in the next episode, we are going to be doing the flight stage of this level, which is over on that island, and schools. How foolish of them. And we shall be doing the last flight stage, Icy Flight. See you later.